Some killers don't run, they don't chase, they don't make mistakes. They plan quietly, they learn routines, they memorize habits, they wait for the moment when you stop paying attention. Tonight, you'll hear 3 true-style horror stories told by people who survived encounters they were never meant to walk away from. Different places, different lives, but one shared truth. Someone noticed them first, and once that happens, it's usually already too late. I live on the 3rd floor of a small apartment building with only 6 units. It's the kind of place where nothing ever changes. Same neighbors, same sounds, same quiet routine. That's why the footsteps stood out. Every night, without fail, at exactly 2:11 a.m., someone walked down the hallway. The sound was unmistakable. Shoes against old tile, slow and deliberate, not rushed, not drunk, not careless. The footsteps always stopped right in front of my door. At first, I assumed it was coincidence, someone checking the wrong apartment, someone confused, but the timing never changed. Not once, always 2:11. What bothered me most wasn't the sound, it was what didn't happen after. The footsteps never continued down the hall. They never turned back. There was no door opening, no keys, no elevator, just silence. After a week, sleep became impossible. I started leaving my lights on. I avoided walking past my door at night. I even changed my schedule, coming home later, hoping to break whatever pattern had formed. It didn't matter, the footsteps adapted. One night I checked the hallway security footage. The audio clearly picked up the steps stopping at my door, but the video showed nothing. No shadow, no movement, no person. The next night I stayed awake, sitting on my couch, lights off, phone in my hand. At 2:11, the steps came. Then something new, breathing, slow, controlled, right outside my door. And then a whisper, calm and almost amused. Still pretending you don't notice me? I didn't call the police. I didn't open the door. I sat there shaking until morning. 3 days later, maintenance found a man living inside the building's unused service room. No lease, no ID, just supplies and a notebook. Inside were pages filled with dates, times, apartment numbers. Every time was 2:11 a.m. My apartment number was circled, twice. Some killers hide close. Others choose places we trust without question. Places that stay open all night. I worked the night shift at a 24-hour gas station off a highway most people avoided. The kind of place where the silence feels heavier after midnight. At around 3 a.m., a man walked in. No car pulled up, no engine sound, just the door opening. He didn't look rushed, he didn't look tired. He stood by the drinks cooler, staring at the glass like he was watching something move inside it. I asked if he needed help. He smiled and said, "Not yet." He wandered the aisle slowly, too slowly. Every time I turned around, he was closer to the counter, closer to me. He never picked up an item, never checked prices, never left. At 4:17 a.m., the lights flickered. When they came back on, he was gone. Relief washed over me, until I noticed the bathroom door slightly open. Later that morning, police arrived. A truck driver had been found behind the station, killed hours earlier. Weeks later, detectives showed me surveillance footage. The man at the counter paused and looked directly into the camera, smiling. He wasn't a customer. He was deciding. Not every killer watches silently. Some want to be seen. I cleaned offices at night. Same building, same floor, same routine. One night, as I finished near the exit, a man stepped out of a dark office. Pale, nervous. His eyes kept darting toward the hallway. "Can you lock the door?" he asked. I told him I always did. He shook his head. "No, lock it now." Before I could ask why, he whispered, "He doesn't like open doors." The lights went out. I ran. Police arrested a man hiding in the stairwell, a serial killer using the building after hours. The man who warned me, he had died months earlier. The last thing he did was try to save someone else. Which story stayed with you the longest? Story 1, 2, or 3? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more true style horror stories like these, subscribe, because some stories only get worse the second time you hear them.